Welcome back to Wake Up Call. We're so pleased you could join us for another semester. I'm Malik Jackson. I'll explain why my lovely co-anchor is not here today. We have a packed show for you, so much coming up this semester. But today, we have Miss Kansas, USA in studio. Yes, we did that thing. And we even have a story on how your coffee goes from the factory to your cup. All that and much, much more right here on Wake Up Call. Let's go. And welcome to Wake Up Call. I'm Malik Jackson, sitting next to
Laura Ritchie. Thanks for having me on the other side of the camera today.
No problem. This is our director. This is the one who puts together those intros and graphics and things like that. But my co-anchor, the one that usually sits here, is a little sick. She has the flu, a really bad flu season
Really,
this
really
year.
bad.
And also,
Everybody.
and also pneumonia. And if we can put our director's going to put up. That's us
There
yesterday.
she is.
I went to visit her. She's, getting better. So hopefully we have her back next Wednesday. But if not, I know that you could join us again. Right?
Maybe, but this is a nice opportunity. Thanks for having me.
No problem. Let's get started with the news because that's what we do best right here on Wake Up Call. We start off with this morning with a horror out of Kentucky, a high school shooting. Police say at 7:57 Central Time on Tuesday, a 15-year-old boy opened fire at Marshall County High School, killing 2 and wounding another 16. The governor said at a press conference yesterday that the boy is in custody and will be charged with murder and attempted murder. Now, this is following a shooting that happened Monday in Italy, Texas, where one student suffered a gunshot wound. Fortunately, no one was killed there. Both shootings still remain without a motive, and we really hate to see those school shootings. Such a terrible thing.
Among the midst of the Me Too movement and upcoming Olympic excitement, we have another scandal in our midst. If you aren't familiar with the Larry Nassar sexual assault case, it is reported that at least 368 women over the past 20 years have alleged abuse, not all by Nassar, but while they were involved with USA Gymnastics, an unavoidable stop on the way to Olympic glory, which all members of the Fierce Five said they endured. This case resurfaces because Olympic gold medalist Ali Raisman called out the U.S. Olympic Committee on Monday, stating that they were aware of what was going on and are also at fault. USOC is taking credit for a few resignations, no, not firings, but are still taking no accountability for their athletes' abuse. Athletes say that they are still getting billed by the USOC for appointments while they were sexually assaulted. Nassar's hearing will continue this week with more testimonies from athletes, and he is already being sentenced to 60 years in federal prison for child pornography crimes.
Wow, a shocking turn. 368
I
women.
know. Such a shame.
Such a shame. And we're moving along here. As we are nearing a year since the Russia probe began, we still have more questions than answers. What we do know is that last week, the first member of the Trump cabinet was interviewed by the special counsel, that being Attorney General Jeff Sessions, who was on the transition team from November until Trump assumed office. According to CNN, special counsel Mueller is looking to meet with Donald Trump to address the firing of former FBI Director James Comey and former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, who late last year pled guilty to lying to the FBI.
And now it's time for I Come Bearing Good News. And yes, this was Keeley approved. Stories where family members come back from deployment never get old. Take a look.
And those are always so good
heartwarming.
to see. And that one, she wasn't getting something because
Yeah, she was throwing a tantrum. She had no idea he was standing there.
And then right behind her is just her brother. Really remarkable to see. Those I've seen over hundreds and hundreds. But they never get old.
Never, never.
All righty. We'll be right back on Wake Up Call.
Have a nice day. You too. Have a great day. Thanks, you too.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
And welcome back to Wake Up Call. I wasn't lying when I told you we have Miss Kansas USA in the studio, Melanie Shaner. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
coming.
thanks for having me.
So, you were just crowned in November, correct?
Yes, I was.
How exciting of a moment was it? Just take us back to that moment. We'll get to the other stuff, but take us back to that moment when you were crowned as Miss Kansas.
Well, to be completely honest, I was not expecting to win at all. So when it was me and the other girl standing there, I was like, oh, well, first runner-up is still good. Like, I'll try again next year. And then they called my name, and I freaked out. I had no idea what was even going on. I don't even remember it, honestly. I was just so surprised.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. What has been your platform as Miss Kansas USA, or, leading up to that? What kind of drove you to want to do pageants and have a platform?
Well, I've been competing in pageants since I was like 7 years old, and I did take a break, and then I got back into it. But the one issue that I really wanted to focus on is self-confidence of women. I know as a pageant title holder, a lot of people, especially younger girls, look up to me, and I just want them to know that they're beautiful in their own right, and they shouldn't compare themselves to anyone else.
And like you said, you won, but you were just fine with, being runner-up. I'll try next year. And as we were talking before the show, you didn't tell that many people that you were even competing in the competition.
Yeah, I didn't, because I truly didn't think I was going to win. It was my first year coming back after not competing for a while, so I was like, oh, well, I'll just do it for fun, and then I ended up winning it. So it was a huge surprise, and everyone else was surprised when I came back, and I had won the title. So
You're amazing. It's not surprising at all that you won.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell us about the next, what life has been since winning Miss Kansas USA. November, you got the title,
Yes.
and I'm sure your life has changed.
Yeah, it has, definitely. I have been super busy. I've been doing appearances all across Kansas and in the Kansas City area too. And this weekend, I'm actually going to pick out my national gown. So Sherry Hill is designing it, and I'm
that's
really
amazing.
excited. Yeah, and then I'm going to Austin for that, and then Dallas the week after that, and then the week after that, I'm going to New York Fashion Week. So I might have to come back and tell you guys how all of it went.
You will have to come back and tell. So you heard how busy her schedule is.
Oh, so busy.
But she's still a student.
Here at
Tell
KU.
us. I want to know how you juggle
How
all
do you do
this.
it?
Well, most of my classes are online, so that does help so that I can do that wherever I am. But I was ahead before I won as well, so it's helpful to be able to still be on track and know that I'm going to graduate on time. But it is stressful. I'm not going to lie, it's not easy, but I find a way to manage it. I'm really organized, so I make it work.
That's wonderful. Now tell us, what are you going to ask Sherry Hill for when you go to get your gown? Is there anything particular you're looking for your pageant?
Well, I'm trying to keep an open mind. I kind of know what colors I want. I really want something maybe like gold or red, but I am trying to keep an open mind because my director is going to be there, my mom's going to be there, and maybe Sherry has something that she has in mind for me as well. So I'm just going to see, and I know that when the dress is right, I'll know it.
For sure.
So with this, coming up, tell us when we will see you at the big competition. When can we expect to see you on that stage?
So they haven't announced it yet, but it's usually in late spring or early summer around that time, and it'll be on Fox on national television. So I'm really excited for that, but there's a lot of work to do before then.
Okay, and then one more question before you go. Melanie is actually a J School student like we are. So once this is the pageants and all that is done, what do you see yourself doing? Or do you see yourself doing pageants for the rest of your life? Or do you have a journalism track that you want to take?
Well, this is definitely going to be my last pageant. I will be done after this. I'm focusing on my career afterwards, but there's a lot of opportunities, and it kind of goes hand in hand because I get a lot of opportunities from Miss Kansas that I normally wouldn't. But after college, I'm just focusing on finishing right now, and whoever wants to hire me really after, but I would love to do social media for like a
Okay.
major cosmetics company. That'd probably be one of my dream jobs.
Oh wow! Well, best of luck to
Thank you so
and
much.
Miss USA
Yeah.
and your career.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And I really hope you won. You know, Melanie, I love you, and I hope you win so that I can say I sat next to an interview, Miss USA.
This is
Not
the next Miss
Kansas.
USA.
Yeah, you're gonna win. All right. Thank you for joining us.
Thank
and
you
we'll be
so
right
much.
back on Wake Up Call with Weekend Review.
Welcome to Downs Hall, home to 545 men and women residents, both upperclassmen and freshmen. Downs Hall opened August of 2017 and has state-of-the-art features for students including study rooms, a brand new dining hall, laundry rooms on each floor, always ready to be used, an abundance of parking, although it could cost you a windshield, a full kitchen, and many other features that our residents love. Downs, come sign your contract today.
And that was definitely fun right there, talking to Melanie.
Melanie, yeah,
Alrighty. Time
wonderful.
for Week in Review. Stories, not at the top of the news, but you deserve to hear about. First off, over the weekend, the government was shut down. Democrats and Republicans couldn't agree on a spending bill that didn't have other legislation attached to it. Well, the government is open for, ready, 3 more weeks, and we're probably headed for another shutdown.
And a year after the first women's marches that galvanized women from Kansas to Washington and New York to China, well, us women did it again, organizing millions of women to go out and make their voices heard, even right here in Lawrence.
The power of what women can do when they come
Oh,
together.
anything.
Amazing. Over the weekend, we got our matchup for the biggest sports event here in the U.S. The Patriots somehow making it to their 10th Super Bowl,
10th.
facing the Philadelphia Eagles in what will be a rematch of the 2004 Super Bowl. The Patriots took that one home only if the Chiefs could make it.
Oh, no.
God.
And Kevin Spacey is a costly man ever since the sexual misconduct allegations came out against Spacey and Netflix dropped him from their payroll. Well, they took a hit, losing a grand total of $39 million.
Ouch, that money could do something special
Oh,
for me.
yeah,
For
I'd take
me.
that $39 million
Any
any day.
Alrighty, now shifting to what we wish was a happier segment.
What's a sad
KU
segment?
basketball. Oh my God.
What's going on this year,
Tell
Malik?
you Joker to work on his free throws.
Oh my God.
He gave me, I would say almost, he did give me a heart attack. It started-
He did.
It was bad, but
It
you
was
know,
bad.
and we just got back to number 5 in the country.
And now we're back down, but
We started from
I
somewhere,
know.
and at the end of the year, we'll be able to say, now we're here, right?
yeah, now we're here.
Yeah, but KU unfortunately lost last night 85-80. Alrighty, and we're moving right along here.
Now, you always start your morning with a nice cup of coffee. Well, have you ever considered where the coffee starts its day? Well, wonder no more. Here are Jackson Schultz.
Joe's day starts early.
Yeah, usually around like 5 in the morning. When I get off work, I get a cup of coffee and sit down at the library and do my homework.
But this is Ivan, not Joe. This is Joe, a cup of coffee, whose day began 24 hours ago here at the Roastery in Kansas City.
This is our factory, or our plant, roasting facility, all of our processes here at the plant.
Craig Park is the first one to know Joe in the hours of the morning.
These are green beans, unroasted beans.
Joe and his fellow beans had no short journey. They come from Brazil, Mexico, and 9 other countries. And now they're ready for some heat.
These are called Loring roasters, they're air roasters. Coffee is roasted primarily by hot air that's circulating through the drum.
Then it's time to chill.
It'll drop into the cooling tray. These fins will spin around and cool air will come up through the tray.
Don't be fooled by the trash cans. They're actually the way workers haul the beans up a couple of stairs and dump them for final portioning and sealing.
This plastic piece there that holds it shut. So that's all done by hand. And then after that, it will packaged up with the rest of the coffee in its order and shipped out. I mean, what you see here is 2% of the whole picture. It's a lot. It's pretty cool.
Joe's journey doesn't end here. He keeps on going for one heck of a ride. You might think of Nick Pasley as Joe's travel agent or chauffeur, but Joe's itinerary isn't his only one.
I think today we probably have 20. We do have a guy doing 50 today. So it just kind of varies on
50 deliveries?
50 deliveries. We do a little driving today.
Nick's not kidding. We go all around the Kansas City metro, making sure Kansans and Missourians are properly caffeinated. But there was one stop we weren't expecting, courtesy of KC's finest. We sit and wait.
All right, no violations were found.
And after a quick signature, we're back on the road. 40 miles of road later, we've made it to Jayhawk country.
We've got Wesco, then we got the Jabrew Center, the commissary cold here.
And we have Anschutz Library, the coffee station where we first encountered Joe. Roastery barista Abby Hamilton takes it from here.
At 7, I open the register. I start making the coffee, set everything up. We get an order around 9 o'clock every morning. It'll usually have the coffee that we have for our drip coffee along with bags of espresso.
For Abby, Joe's someone special.
Coffee is fun and cool. It's like the reason I work here.
And finally, we are back to where we first met Joe and Ivan, in Ivan's behavioral science homework, which is due pretty soon.
Kind of wakes me up and gets me motivated to, actually do work in class and study well. I'm thankful it's there.
Say that.
As am I in my Spanish midterm. On campus, Jackson Kurtz, KUJH News.
Thank you, Jackson Kurtz, for that. That was so interesting. I know I cannot live without my coffee in the morning.
You can't. Well, ever since I got this morning show gig,
It's just...
I've been kind of addicted to it. It's good.
It is addicting. If I don't have it in the morning, I actually have a headache.
You do?
I do. It's
okay,
not
I'm not
good.
that addicted. That's a problem.
Oh, every day since I was in 6th grade.
Wow,
It's a little bad.
Well, I will tell you, since I started drinking coffee, at first when I first had it, I used to have to put so much sugar and cream in it.
Cream.
Now I can drink it a little darker.
Oh, well, that's nice. I just take mine black. I don't have cream, sugar, or anything anymore. I'm hardcore.
Look at you go, Richie.
I
I wasn't ready for hardcore.
7 years of drinking coffee every day. I'll
It's
do it
paid
to you.
off. We're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back on Wake Up Call.
When you shop local in the heart of the city, you support the people that make our community thrive. The money you spend here stays here, in this place we call our home. Lawrence, Kansas, where there's good old-fashioned hometown pride. Eat local, drink local, shop local.
Ralph Lauren is certainly heating things up this year with their 2018 Winter Olympic uniforms. And we're not just talking about sex appeal here. Their colorful down parkas actually include a battery pack, providing instant heat for their athletes. Ralph Lauren said that they are the most technologically advanced jackets ever produced. The fabric is manufactured with a certain ink that actually heats up. The athletes are sporting some interesting fringe gloves this year as well, definitely giving me some Western vibes.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know about you, but I would definitely have appreciated one of those jackets when walking to class last week in that 0-degree weather.
It was dangerous.
Oh my gosh.
They didn't even cancel school. How dare
No,
they?
they didn't. Do you think Ralph Lauren would want to sponsor Wake Up Call? We could use some of those parkas.
I don't think they would want to sponsor us. I know they would want to sponsor
Oh,
us. There we go.
There we go.
That jacket, I need it because I get cold quickly. Number 2, those French gloves. No.
You sure you don't want some French gloves?
Well, first of all, I don't wear French. Second of all, I'm not
Malik,
the
I just
closest
saw
thing
you.
to Western. I've never been past Colorado.
You know, I see you out in fringe all the time.
Oh, do you
Yes,
now?
I
Oh,
do.
she does. She really does. Yeah, all right. But hey, the jackets.
I like the jackets. We
I think
can
if we
roll with the
all
jackets.
put, I think if we all put our money together, we could buy one jacket.
And we could share. We could do a schedule. You know, each day of the week,
Yeah.
someone gets the parka.
Yeah.
Or we could try out for the Olympics.
That'd be easy.
You'd be a great figure skater.
What?
You and Keely, you could do the duo figure skating. I would pay money
I can
to
see
that.
it right now. Can't you guys see it? Come on, say
Come
yeah.
on, agree. Yeah. There we go.
All right, moving along. If you haven't heard the latest beef in Hollywood, let's get into this. Megyn Kelly and Jane Fonda drama. Fonda, who does not look much like your average 80-year-old, not even the slightest.
Look at her. Ooh, she looks better than me.
Appeared on Megyn Kelly today promoting her new movie about aging. All the drama started with when Kelly posed her this question. Take a look.
You've had work done, which I think is to your credit, but you look amazing. Why did you say, I read that you said you're not proud to admit that you've had work done. Why not?
We really want to talk about that?
Well, one of the things people think about when they look at you is how amazing you look.
Well, thanks. Good attitude, good posture, take care of myself. But let me tell you why I
So as you can see, Fonda took
She was a little upset.
Offended by that.
Yeah.
So after that question, she proceeded to continue to attack Megyn Kelly, even on Megyn Kelly's own show. On show.
The Today Show.
The 2-hour version before Megyn Kelly.
She just said it was uncalled for that Megyn would have asked her a question, even though.
Years and years and years, Jane Fonda has, taken that question and even been open to the question and answered the question so joyfully.
Yeah, said,
honestly.
I get plastic surgery. I just want to look my best. And
moreover, the movie they were talking about was about
aging.
So Kelly, Megyn Kelly, she's fierce, they like to say. She just couldn't take it anymore after the months and months and months of just shots and low blows. So she responded, and she responded. Take a look.
But I have no regrets about that question. Nor am I in the market for a lesson from Jane Fonda on what is and is not appropriate. After all, this is a woman whose name is synonymous with outrage. Look at her treatment of our military during the Vietnam War. Many of our veterans still call her Hanoi Jane, thanks to her radio broadcast, which attempted to shame American troops. She posed on an anti-aircraft gun used to shoot down our American pilots. She called our POWs hypocrites and liars and referred to their torture as understandable. Even she had to apologize years later for that gun picture, but not for the rest of it. By the way, she still says she is not proud of America. So the moral indignation is a little much. She put her plastic surgery out there. She said she wanted to discuss the plight of older women in America.
Now, that hurt me.
Oh.
I'm not anything close to Jane Fonda, but I was like,
That was quite the slam.
But I don't know, as a journalist, sometimes you're going to be questioned about what you do, especially if it's a tough question. But we're paid the big bucks. Yeah, we're paid the big bucks. So we can afford those Ralph Lauren coats, But anyways, so I don't know if Megyn Kelly should have responded, taken the time, maybe a statement or something. But I think to respond so aggressively on her show like that, maybe a little much. I see where she is coming from, and as an offensive person myself, someone that would take the opportunity to respond, I can say self-control should have prevailed there.
But a whole segment, dang. But anyways, moving on, for all my fellow film buffs out there, this year's Oscar nominations were announced just yesterday. Best Picture nominees include The Post, starring Tom Hanks, who was surprisingly not nominated for Best Actor, and 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I'm gonna be pretty real, I was shocked to see anything with Missouri included in the title
for kind of a bad state.
Best Pictures, but however, the movie is actually based on an incident that happened in Texas, not Missouri. Nonetheless, it does showcase Missouri in a very unflattering light, but that's all too okay for us over here in Kansas. And then to wrap things up, I, Tonya, shockingly did not make the list for Best Picture, but Margot Robbie, who stars, did receive a nomination. So it did all right, but not as well as some may have had hoped.
you know, a lot of the times when the Oscars come out, they show a lot of movies that a lot of people haven't heard of.
Yeah,
You know,
I
but-
never heard of that Missouri
Exactly.
movie
And-
before.
but because they like to say they pick quality over what people want to watch, blah, 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 they suck.
Yeah, anyways.
Get Out, that movie was amazing. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
Laura
I
Ritchie,
need
you
to.
are the
I know.
woke.
I'm literally the woke. That's what they call
God,
me.
that is such a good movie. Twists and turns, you don't know where you're gonna go.
I know. I need to go see it. That's
You
what
do
I'm
need to
doing
do-
right after
Maybe you
this.
should take a week off of doing graphics and stuff for
Yeah,
us.
and
Go
just watch movies.
You know we can't do pop culture without talking about the Kardashians. As much as I hated Keely and Laura, I love it to death. The first photo shoots of Kylie Jenner since all of these pregnancy rumors have finally been released, and the shocker, she's hiding the stomach in all of them.
This is
And
her Calvin
all of
Klein
them.
ad. Yeah, it's a little obvious.
And all
that
the other sisters are, now you know the
They're like-
Kardashians are known for their publicity stunts, so maybe they're just, you know, egging on this.
all the rumors, but
Because for you little Kardashian fans out there.
look at that. They're both of them showing skin, and then Kylie just crouched behind him. I don't know. Do you think she's pregnant, Malik?
I'm not gonna comment.
You
on
don't
that.
even care if she's pregnant.
don't care.
even know why I care if she's
Exactly.
pregnant.
Okay, so this family got, you know, rich off of what again?
Well, Kim Kardashian released
This is
an
morning
inappropriate
TV. This is
tape.
morning TV. This is
And
morning
then
TV.
after that, they just monopolized and got a reality TV show. So I guess that's just how it is.
Well, let's see if we can do something. No, morning TV.
All right,
Anyways,
moving on.
along. Now to where we've been.
Where have we been? Let's start off with you, Malik.
Let's start off. So I was in Georgia on winter break. My mom moved there, so I was in Georgia. I had the opportunity. I was downtown for New Year's Eve, as you see there.
Oh, fun.
Very fun. And then I was downtown also tailgating for the national championship game at the Mercedes-Benz
Oh,
Dome.
wow.
So that was very fun. You know, we did a lot of things like that. And so I had a lot of fun. Georgia's a different state, but it's definitely very, very fun. And we'll move on to Keely next.
Yeah,
The pictures
Keely.
from the Bahamas.
That looked so fun. At least she got to do that before she got the flu.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that. She took that with her
Beautiful.
phone.
So blue. Can we go there right now?
Let's go. Take off
I'm
the
so
mics. Let's
jealous.
get there. Wow. That one's not as nice, but I get it.
I get it. You get the vibes.
That
Certainly
sand
better.
looks so crisp and
Nice, so
yeah.
nice.
Let's see next one. Or is there?
Oh,
wow.
that's
This
me.
is Richie. Is this you in Seattle?
So that's me in Seattle. Yeah, I did a little bit of traveling over break, and I, recently started up my YouTube channel again. So I was, vlogging, making videos the whole time.
You guys gotta check out those vlogs.
You gotta check it out.
Wait, there's one moment in there they always say.
Malik's, it's Malik's favorite.
That is the funniest thing I've ever. So they're out tailgating at the Chiefs game.
At the
and
Chiefs game.
She's talking about all this food that they have.
Yeah.
And then she pulls out, she says, "Oh, we got the always save barbecue
potato chips.
And then she,
I was like, Dad,
mention-
why can't we have name
Name
brand on
brand,
Christmas? He
yeah.
said, that's not for us.
They got
Always
the
save.
always save barbecue potato chips.
It's the best.
So you went to Seattle, and you also, I saw you went to Florida. You were close to me.
Yeah,
You're in Georgia.
I was right next to you. We
Yeah.
should have met up.
How was the masquerade?
The masquerade ball was fun. I went to a masquerade ball in Florida. It was a really, really nice time. There was like these acrobats hanging from the ceiling. It was really, really cool. Yeah, it was awesome.
That sounds fun. I've been to Florida a lot. You also went to Disney World too?
Yes, I went to Disney World. That was cool. I got to go on the new Avatar ride. They
Oh.
turned us into Avatar, and we were
Wow.
flying throughout Pandora.
I went
It
to
was
the
cool.
Magic Kingdom there, and I really want
that's
to make
fun.
it to the Animal Kingdom.
Yes, the Animal Kingdom I honestly think is my favorite. It's the most
Do you?
underrated.
And
yeah.
they have all the real life animals there.
Yeah. Check out all my vlogs. I videotaped all
Give
the
them
parks.
the plug. Where can they find it?
Just type in Laura Ritchie on YouTube, and they're all like Little Richie Big World. That's the name of like the series. That's my nickname. Little People Big World.
Well, look at you. Thank you, Laura Ritchie, for joining
Thanks
us
for
today.
having
Also,
me. This
shout
was
out to
fun.
Courtney, who's back there directing for
Yes,
Laura.
thank you, Courtney,
Keely
so much.
will be back next week. We pray.
Yay!
Get better soon. And we thank you so much for joining us this morning on a Wake Up Call. Have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week. We'll see you back here next week.